Hello everyone, and welcome back to those of you who know the channel, or welcome to those of you who are new to the channel. It's so good to have you here journaling with me today. My name is Natalie McLeod and I'm a counsellor based in the UK. I'm also certified in this approach, which was created by art therapist Anne-Marie Jobin from Quebec. Today's activity is called Navigating the Wave. You will just need your basic journaling supplies, writing pens, pencils, colouring pencils, felt pens, anything to colour in, some watercolour preferably. You can use any other paints, but watercolor will probably be the best for this project. But this is optional. If you are drawn to doing some collage, which I'm going to do in this project, then it's about finding papers that are in the color blues, anything that represents water. So here, for example, I've got some old painterly papers. Here I've got an old wipe which I use to dab some paint with. You can use some tissue paper. So I've got here some more tissue paper in various blues and greens. Also, if you have some washi tapes, feel free to use some of these. So for example, I've got several in the color blue, so I shall be using some of these. It's really about finding mediums that you love and that you will have fun with. So on the left-hand side of your journal page, we're going to draw a large wave. On the right-hand side, we will be writing. But it doesn't matter. You can always carry on drawing small waves on this side, as this can be actually like maybe a background to your writing. Inside the dip here, we're going to write down up to maybe 3 major challenges or maybe uncertainties you're currently facing. So these might be things like uncertainty about your career, relationship challenges, concerns about the future, health worries, changes happening in the world around you, anything really that you want to add in this dip. So because it's a personal journal, I'm going to use this as an example. It's not going to be anything personal that I'm experiencing. This exercise may help you explore your feelings, gain perspective, or find a little support while navigating a difficult time. We're going to write inside the wave. Please go at your own pace. You don't need to write about anything that feels too difficult today. You can time yourself for up to 5 minutes or as much as you need. You can write spontaneously without thinking of your grammar, punctuation, or you can superimpose your writing, meaning that you write over it so then it's illegible. But you can choose any form of writing that you want, even in bullet points as well if you're running out of time. We're going to use starter sentences, which I've added in the description box below. When I look at my wave, or when I look at the wave of my life, I feel. When I look at this wave, I feel, or the wave is saying, or just I feel. So now we're going to identify key messages, and so you're going to take a moment to read through what you've written, underline any words or phrases or sentences that seem important, and notice if there are themes that repeat themselves as well. Are there any particular worries, emotions, or needs that keep appearing? So these recurring words often hold valuable clues about what is asking for your attention. If you have the space and if you wish, you can write it inside your wave. So It's not about going into too much depth. If you felt that you are in control, always in control of your journal. If there is something you really don't want to do, you don't have to do it, my friends. You can take a pause, go and get yourself a cup of tea, go out in the garden if you have a garden, or phone a friend or do something else. You can actually stop the exercise altogether. So it's really about listening to yourself, listening to your heart, listening to your body. It's about learning to trust our instincts. We're going to put our hands on our hearts and we're going to close our eyes if you so wish and take some deep breaths in. And slowly breathe out as though you're blowing into a straw. Feel yourself on your chair, and your chair is holding you right now. Breathing in. And breathing out slowly. Letting go of all tensions and picturing yourself sinking into your chair and perhaps looking around in your room if you want to, if you have your eyes opened. If not, just stay with yourself in your heart. Breathing in and breathing out. Knowing that you are in your home or wherever you are with yourself, with your journal, with your mediums, with your creativity, and really taking your time to stay with yourself. Maybe unclench that jaw or release the tension in your back. Whatever you need to do, you can even stand up and walk around in your room if you need to do so. And then when you're ready and you feel a little bit more yourself, or you're a bit more grounded, then you can come back to your journal. And we're going to carry on with the next stage. So what we're going to do now is we're going to draw a boat. So we're going to draw the boat here. Draw a very simple shape, like a rectangle shape. Taking your time. And if you're not confident in drawing, it's not being an artist or doing anything pretty. It's about expressing yourself and keeping it simple. What you could do is go onto Google, type in outline of a boat and print it out, and then cut it out and stick it onto your wave. Or you could also trace your boat. So I'm going to draw myself as a stick person, but you don't have to. So this exercise can be adapted in many different ways. Today, I'm just showing you one approach that works particularly well when you're able to observe your challenges from a little distance. We are going to write on the right-hand side of your journal, and we're going to write a dialogue. We're going to have a dialogue with an ally. An ally can be a wise person, or it can be your favorite animal, or a fictional character. It could be a spiritual guide. It could be the sea itself. Whatever feels supportive to you. You can go onto Google and find kind words to say to yourself and to inspire you or help you find ways to tune into a little more kindness. For the dialogue with the ally, you will need two different colored pens. One using one color, write as yourself, and using the other color to write as your chosen ally. If you're feeling adventurous, try writing the ally's response with your non-dominant hand, and this helps bypass the logical mind and allow surprising insights to emerge. You don't have to fill in the entire page. So when you finish a dialogue, one more time, underline any words of wisdom, encouragement, advice, or unexpected insights that have emerged. Return to your boat And we're going to write those messages of support around it, or even inside your boat if you want to. What you can also do is to reinforce your boat. And I've chosen some oil pastels for this because it's very thick. So they're very thick, and so they convey this idea of solidity. And I wanted to feel that solidity and give it to my little boat. My stick person holding on to the, I don't know what you call this. Is a helm, is it? Is it a helm? And yeah, holding on tight to it, and then maybe adding another leg so she's grounded into her boat. And we're going to trace a line on the right hand side of your page, but it's got to be, your boat should be able to sit on the line, if you see what I mean. We're going to trace that line here. We're going to cut this part of your page. We're going to take this bit of the writing off. I'm going to show you what you can do if you'd like to preserve this part of your dialogue. So we're going to carefully take it off, and we're going to fold it, and you can glue it on this part of your journal. And in this way, you have preserved the top of your dialogue. We're going to turn the page over and just notice what comes up for you. Suddenly the wave has transformed. The boat is no longer sitting on top of something unstable. Instead, it appears to be sailing across calmer waters. And we're going to use a felt pen or something quite thick. I'm going to draw mini waves, because life is never really plain sailing. So now we're going to add color, and I'm going to use some watercolor in various blues and various shades. And it's now time for the creative part of your journal, where you can take your time and slowly paint across the pages in your different blues. Whilst you're painting your page, you can listen to your favorite podcast or your favorite piece of music. And I invite you to really enjoy this process of painting, taking time, changing colors. Noticing what it's like to paint with watercolor, aimlessly, just creating some shades. Life often throws difficult challenges at us. And during those times, it's easy to feel out of control. And the intention behind this exercise is not to make the wave disappear, but instead it's about finding comfort, a little more warmth, or perhaps some new resources within yourself as you learn to surf the wave. As the paint dries, allow yourself a moment of reflection if you do have time. The drying process reminds us that change takes time, and solutions arrive, and solutions rarely arrive overnight. Sometimes growth happens quietly beneath the surface. So as you set aside your page to dry, you can start gathering up your strips of paper and have fun choosing, picking whatever colors and material that you would like to add onto your collage. So as I said earlier, you don't have to do the collage. You can carry on journaling in the seas. You can also finish decorating your page as you wish, as you want. This is your playground and you can do whatever you like. You can start gluing your strips of paper onto your page. And for this, you can use some matte gel medium or you can use a simple Pritt stick. What I like about this process is that we're using old painterly papers. So it's symbolic of recycling, transforming, changing something perhaps that we were going to throw away, disregard, and giving it a new life. So what I did here is I added some washi tapes on there just to have a little fun with my mediums. And I then also wanted to add, because I chose this as my ally, I just wanted to add my ally onto this page, to add a big sunshine. It made sense to add this sense of warmth that I need when I go through challenges and support. And then the rays are all going towards my little person here, as though she is cocooned inside the sun rays. And then I noticed this shape here. An idea came to mind where I thought it looks like almost like a dolphin going, diving into the sea. So I went online and had a look at some pictures of dolphins. And really this inspired me to add a dolphin onto my page, which I thought was really appropriate here. Okay, so when you open the journal, this is what you're left with. You have the dolphin mirroring the wave, and it just serves as a reminder. Life is about dark and light, yin and yang. The journal is magical at times because it gives you those messages. It's as though it's talking to you. So this is how powerful this process can be. So to end this process, notice any shifts. You may wish to journal again using prompts such as, when I look at this new landscape, I feel the sea is telling me, my boat knows. You might write supportive words throughout the page. You might allow your characters to speak. Perhaps the sun has a message. Perhaps the dolphin has advice. So as we wrap up this creative journaling process, I would like to show you a couple of things to create maybe a small tag using scrap of cards. So here we have an upcycled cloth tag. We have also a little bit of card, and on top I have stuck some washi tape on it, and some old projects that I've cut out into small cards that you keep in a box, and then when you need to write a message that your journal has given you, you can simply write it at the back of these tags and then place them inside your wallet, your handbag, your journal, or somewhere you'll see it regularly to allow it to become a gentle reminder during difficult times. It could be something like a little object, a toy, a photograph, or a small keepsake, and that symbolizes your journaling process and the message gifted to you by your journal. Thank you so much for journaling with me today. What we're left with is more than just a page. We're left with an anchor, something we can return to when life becomes uncertain again. Because uncertainty is part of being human. The waves will always come and go. But perhaps through this process you've discovered a few more resources, a little more strength, and a few new ways to navigate the storms. Until next time, allow yourself a little extra grace today. Take care of yourselves, your hearts, and I'll see you very soon for another Creative Journal video. Bye for now.